Let's do a self-inquiry meditation on beginninglessness. Allow the waker to sit comfortably until the perception of the body vanishes completely. Soak into the silence. And intentionally bring up the memory of the deep sleep state. Bring up the memory of the nothingness and nobodiness of the deep sleep state. Did you recognize that from the nothingness of deep sleep arose the I sense? Did you recognize that after the deep sleep state and before the first dream, the I was standing alone, knowing nothing? Is there a recognition that the I suddenly found itself amidst a plethora of dream arisings? Is there the recognition that the I did not know the dream story from the beginning point? Is there a clear recognition that no dream was known from its beginning? Every dream story was known from somewhere in the middle. Is there the recognition that beginninglessness is a quality of every dream? Did you realize that before the first dream, there was absolute nothingness? Did you realize that after you found yourself in the middle of the first dream story, there was a sudden recognition of somethingness? The same I was standing as Mr. or Miss Nobody before the first dream. And then the same I became a Mr. or Miss Somebody in the first dream story. Is there the recognition of the beginninglessness of the I? Is there the recognition that the idea of experiencing is a superimposition on the true nature of non experiencership? Somethingness is superimposed on nothingness. Somethingness is merely an idea made of no thing. Is there the recognition that the I found a temporary, illusory identification as the dream character in the dream story? That dream character was pretending to be somebody, and that somebodyness was projected out from the nobodyness of deep sleep. Can an illusory somebodyness be called an experience? Can an illusory somethingness be called an experience? Can an illusory superimposition be called an experience? Can that which is not an experience have a beginning point? Is the beginninglessness of the dream story apparent to you now? This beginninglessness is an impression, anadi samskar. Beginninglessness is the truth. Just like the dream, the waking story also doesn't have a beginning point. The I never knows its birth in the waking world. Do you remember coming out of your mother's womb? Do you remember the date when you first stepped into the waking world? Do you have a memory of the day when your mother says you were born? Do you realize that you do not know the waking from the so called beginning point, that is the birth of the body? Anadi samskar, beginningless impression. It is beginningless because it is an illusion. An illusion does not really have a beginning point. All of it is mere avidya or ignorance. Ignorance may be beginningless, but it is not endless. The illusion can be broken. The charm can be dispelled. And that is what is called enlightenment. It is the end of the illusion. At enlightenment, one sees very clearly that the illusion cannot be said to be existent. Just like the dream tiger was never existent. You cannot claim that the dream tiger was born, it existed, and then it died. No. The illusion is non-existent. Similarly, the waking is non-existent. If the illusory world is non-existent, can it be said to be experienced? How can the non-existent be experienced? That realization is called the end of ignorance. That is awakening to the supreme reality. There is nothing like experience. This highest knowledge sublates all superimpositions that proclaim to be experienced. There is nothing like experience. The I that arose from the deep sleep was seeking to exist and to experience. The I realizes the futility of its search now. There is nothing like experience. This realization ends the futile search in the waking and dream. Voluntarily and willingly, the I collapses into the nothingness of deep sleep. The I embraces its true nature of radiant nobodiness. The I accepts that it is not I. After the collapse of the I into deep sleep, only knowledge remains. Keval Jnana, devoid of a knower, devoid of a Gyata. Keval Jnana, only knowledge. The knower dissipates into nobodiness. Nobodiness is the ultimate reality. There was never a beginning point for the nobodiness. Beginningless samskar, anadi samskar.